And today we talk healthy weight loss with Dr. Durrell. So stay tuned. We have a lot of good information headed your way.
Start taking control of your health with functional medicine expert and nurse practitioner Durrell Handwerger. And now, another episode of Integrative Insights, where Durrell, with over 2 decades of real practical experience in functional and integrative medicine, brings the best of today's holistic medicine to you. Nothing in this program should be taken as medical advice. This is for educational purposes only. Consult your healthcare practitioner about anything discussed today before making any changes.
Good morning to you folks. AB here from a Night Shift Podcast and another episode of our South Florida Integrative Health Center podcast. Like I said, I'm AB and Dr. Durrell, how are you doing there today?
Well, I'm doing great, AB. This is an exciting topic, weight loss. Boy, there's a lot of questions. I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely. Well, I'll jump right into it. As you heard in my intro there, healthy weight loss. It wasn't just weight loss, it was healthy weight loss. So why do you say healthy weight loss? Isn't any weight loss good?
That's a good question. And I really feel this is such an important topic because it's not only about losing weight, because it's about it's about being healthy. When a person starts becoming overall, their body they're getting healthier, then the body will come to a healthier weight for the body. So let me explain that again. What it means is that a lot of times people lose weight and they're losing muscle. That's like an example. And we really don't want to lose muscle. You want to lose fat. That's what we're all talking about. Another example is a lot of times they're losing weight, but they don't get to the root causes of why there was a weight gain to begin with. And this is what we're going to go over more today, is the whole picture of weight loss. It's so much more than just what a person puts in their mouth, the food. And that's what makes this discussion so a little bit more complex, but more needed to have more information for people so they understand that there's more involved. And so a healthy weight loss is going to fix the whole picture. It's going to get to the root cause of all the health issues that a person's having. And it's not just going to be losing weight and maybe even losing muscle, which is something you don't want.
Sure. Is it only about what you eat? Because I've had some friends that tried to lose weight before. So they tried to cut back on their diet, like what their intake was. And they still couldn't lose weight.
And this is really where people are struggling with, and they get down on themselves because they're sometimes not eating anything and they still don't lose weight. And this is why this is such an important topic, because there are factors in our lifestyle or what we do every day in the environment. There are chemicals in the environment, things that we put on our skin, moisturizing lotions, for example, things that we breathe in like fragrances, things that we're just consuming that we don't even realize, like the breakdown of plastics or even pesticides they're putting in food. These are known as endocrine disruptors. I know that's a fancy word, but what that really means is that the breakdown of these chemicals in the environment that we consume can actually slow down our ability to lose weight. It causes like the miscommunication in our body. These are called endocrine disruptors. They kind of fool or disrupt our hormones. They're found in so many things out there. And that's just one example of how a person can be doing everything right. They're not basically not eating, and they're not losing weight. So what needs to be done is more of a comprehensive lifestyle assessment. What are the chemicals in the environment that might be preventing them from losing weight? Now this is a word that's important, and we want our listeners to be educated, obesogens. So in other words, there are chemicals in the environment that really cause obesity, and help the body, that will keep the body from losing fat. So that's one example of where a person could be eating perfectly, but they're not losing weight. Some other examples are if they're deficient or not, they don't have really an optimal amount of vitamins and nutrients. We know we need, like, for example, vitamin D, everybody hears about, but there are many vitamins we need. And if a person is not, it has an insufficient amount, then their body is going to struggle with losing weight. And that comes with also another important nutrient, which is fat. We think that we want to lose fat, but it is so important to know that by eating the right fats, the good fats, the body then will lose fat. But by not eating any fat at all, the body holds on to the fat. And that's another reason why a person might not be losing weight, even though they're not eating foods as much, they're not eating fat. So that's another important root cause. And again, it's about getting the root causes of why a person gained weight in the first place.
Sure. Now, over the years on television, radio, internet, I've heard and seen all kinds of what I want to call quick fix weight loss programs, from pills, shots, drinks, energy drinks that you can, you know, entrepreneurs can set up a website and sell this grand weight loss product. What about those? Are they good things or bad things?
Well, it's a good question. The quick fix, the weight loss medications, that weight loss shot everybody's talking about, the weight might come off. But again, is it muscle? This is so important. They just changed the recommendations to be using BMI as an indicator of if a person is overweight. And that is because BMI only accounts for the weight on the scale. And people should really start understanding that it's not just getting on the scale and seeing if the numbers lower, because that could be losing muscle. And again, we don't want to lose muscle when we're losing fat or losing weight. We want to lose fat. We don't want to lose muscle. The quick fixes, sometimes they lose a lot of weight, but it's lost. The muscle is what's lost. They never got to the root causes, like, were they deficient, let's say, in vitamin D? Did they have inflammation? Was their liver detoxification not working appropriately? The liver detoxification system, trying to remove these chemicals in the environment that we take in every day. Like I said, they come in so easily through plastics, pesticides in our water and our air. And again, these disturb our communication in our body. And that's why they're known as I said before, endocrine disruptors. So if we don't address all those other issues, that quick weight loss will just be temporary. And people find that 6 months later or sometime later, they gain the weight back. And so we want more of a permanent weight loss, that's why we call it a healthy weight loss, because that's the weight loss that's going to bring a person back to ultimately their healthiest self.
Sure. And it really amazes me how you keep talking about things in the environment. That's a real learning thing for me, and probably a lot of the listeners too, to understand that's coming from the outside, or part of it from the outside. How's somebody start? What are the first steps? Somebody watches this and says, I want to get this right.
Well, yes, that's a good question. We want to really be helping people with getting healthier, and getting healthier. If that brings them to their body composition, see, that's the key word, is healthy body composition. Muscle versus a certain amount of fat. We all need a certain amount of fat in our body, but we certainly need that muscle, and that's called body composition. That's going to be the new language of weight loss, no longer the scale or BMI. So the first step is to realize it's not about the scale. It's more about how your clothes fit, because that'll be a better indicator of if it's healthy weight loss. It's going to be about, the first steps is remembering, because we just discussed these environmental chemicals. Let's look around you, look around yourselves out there, and how natural are the foods? How long is that ingredient list on the foods that you're drinking or eating? If it doesn't have just one or two ingredients or a couple of ingredients, that's all you should be, an unprocessed natural food as close as nature as makes it. And that's the first step, because you realize you're not getting as many of those chemicals. Take a look at the drinking water. Maybe there is a better version, a better form, a better way of purifying the water, or removing these chemicals from things that we're drinking or what we're breathing. Again, air is so important. Maybe we shouldn't be spraying those fragrances in our homes, and looking at these chemicals. Begin to assess the environment. Begin to look at how you're sleeping, and stress, if it's uncontrolled stress, and remember to do things to relax at times so you can control that, because that's going to prevent somebody from losing weight. So, and also we didn't discuss so much about movement or exercise, it used to be called, but we just want people to move, just to get up and walk around, or every let's say every hour. If there's in a job that makes them sit all day, we'll get up every hour and do a few push-ups, or if it's safe for you, or jumping jacks, or just walk up and down stairs. Just keep moving, do a certain amount of steps. I know we've talked about in the past 10,000 steps a day. There's many apps now to monitor how many steps. So if you can combine just the first steps from after hearing this podcast, of looking at your ingredient lists and making sure that just a few ingredients, making sure the foods are as natural as possible, making sure your drinking water, your air is as clean as possible, what you're putting on your skin, your environment of your home, making sure you're sleeping good, and you're controlling stress, and you're moving around, and keeping moving. We don't want to just say exercise, because then people just get on the treadmill, and that's not always the best either. It's a certain kind of movement is really, and that can be another episode where we discuss what are the best forms of movement or exercise for a person. So these are some of the first steps, and some of the steps after that would be to really look deeper into what could be causing these root causes of not losing weight. For example, we have these hormones in our body that tell us to hold on to our weight. That comes from genetics, from years of evolution, that makes us think that there's a feast or famine. So we got to really get our body into that metabolism where we're burning more calories. And so we really want to do more in depth, and that's what we do. Functional medicine at South Florida Integrative Health Center, we go deeper. We look at the vitamin and nutrients that a person has, make sure it's sufficient. We look at these communication messengers, they called hormones in the body. Are they telling you that you're full, or they are just giving you, a person, more cravings to eat more? That comes from the brain. Again, a person could get frustrated, like we discussed at the beginning of the podcast. They could be not eating anything, but it's the brain that tells the body to lose weight. So we really want to work at that, and we can do that by digging deeper, knowing that this is going on, that it's not just a calorie issue, it's not just a food issue. There's something going on with the communication in the body. So we get in there as our functional medicine, integrative medicine center that we help people with, and we've been doing this for over 25 years with a lot of good reviews and success stories of helping people, because we get to the root causes of weight loss, which again could be these vitamin and nutrient deficiencies. It could be the hormones that are off. They're not communicating properly. They're giving us signals that we don't want to lose weight, but because it's thinking something else is going on. There's either stress with high cortisol, too many chemicals in the environment. Something is communicating to the body not to lose weight. So yes, it'd be great to make a functional medicine consultation where we can go dig deeper and run more functional medicine labs that show us if the body is in this state of holding on to the weight, or vitamin nutrients deficiencies, or inflammation is going to make a person maintain and keep their weight. So we look at that. And of course, gut health that we discussed on the show is so important. So we dig deeper into the state of health of the gut microbiome, which, as we discussed earlier, is this balance of the good bacteria that a person needs. And all of this then is a foundation of getting healthy, and then the weight comes off. We find in our center, our integrative health center, when we get people healthy, all of a sudden they start losing weight naturally without the medications, without these, quick weight loss fads. So this is exciting for people to really get healthy and to lose weight at the same time.
Sure. Well, as always, that was very informative. I learned quite a bit there about weight loss. And for any of our viewers, listeners, they offer, you want to explain the 15-minute discovery call to give you a call and get some information?
Yes, right. We're happy to go over with people out there. If they reach out to us on the screen below, you see you can make a 15-minute discovery call to see how we can help you to get healthier and to lose weight in a healthy way. There's a Calendly link that you go to, and you can make a 15-minute free discussion about how we can help you. And that's right there. Or you could visit our website at www.sfihc.com. And then there you could also schedule that 15-minute discovery call. And there you'll be able to, a person can see how we can help them.
Absolutely. Well, hey, another great episode. Really enjoyed doing this with you again.
And thank you, AB. Yes, so we're really happy to help people to get healthier.
Absolutely. Okay, folks.